Hi everyone. Today let's talk about the economic fundamentals of China's small county towns, what some people call 18th tier counties. These small counties are the basic foundation of China as a country. They are like the broad lower half of a pyramid, the largest structural base. They cover the widest geographic area and contain the largest population. In many ways, small counties are the true structural core of China's economy.
So, what industries and businesses do these counties actually have?
In reality, the vast majority of these small counties don't have any strong or competitive industries. At their core, they are consumption-driven economies rather than production-driven ones. Overall, they generate very little wealth, or their capacity to create wealth is extremely limited.
These small counties largely rely on money flowing in from outside.
And that money mainly comes from three sources. The first source is fiscal transfers, government funding. In other words, a major part of the population consists of people whose incomes come from public finances.
A typical county may have a population of 300,000 to 400,000 people.
Among them are civil servants, employees of public institutions, teachers, doctors, police officers, urban management officers, staff of various government bureaus, and township officials. This is a large group. In most counties, there are easily 20,000 to 30,000 such individuals. And this group generally enjoys relatively stable and decent incomes. They receive their salaries regularly every month. They pay mortgages, buy daily necessities, purchase clothes, and enroll their children in tutoring classes.
Their spending alone supports a large portion of the county's restaurants, supermarkets, clothing stores, and barbershops.
They form the dominant part of the local economic cycle. A friend once returned to his hometown, a county with fewer than 500,000 residents, and had drinks with a former classmate who worked for the county government. That classmate calculated that the total number of people supported by public finances, including retirees, was around 30,000 to 40,000. The daily consumption of these households accounted for about 60% of the county's total commercial revenue. This figure was based on local research.
Just imagine, if this group experienced salary cuts or layoffs, half of the county's economy could collapse almost immediately.
The second major source of income for small counties comes from young people working outside the county and sending money back home. This portion is significant. Young people in small counties generally have very limited local job opportunities, so many move to coastal regions, major developed cities, or provincial capitals to work.
The money they send home is a crucial source of income for local families, especially rural households.
In many cases, having just one family member working elsewhere can lift a rural household out of poverty. These migrant workers also form the backbone of China's manufacturing sector. After earning money elsewhere, they return to their hometowns to build houses or buy apartments, which stimulates local real estate, furniture, and home renovation industries.
There is also another major group in small counties: elderly residents and retirees.
Many of them receive fixed pensions. Retired civil servants, workers, teachers, and officials often have pensions that are not insignificant. In a typical county, there can be tens of thousands of retirees. Their combined monthly spending can amount to tens of millions of yuan. These three groups together form the fundamental consumption base of small county economies.
Generally speaking, most small counties in China do not have distinctive industries.
Some may have limited mining resources or agricultural products, but manufacturing is usually weak. The so-called industrial parks and small factories in many counties are often barely surviving. Most economic activities revolve around local consumption, breakfast shops, small restaurants, mahjong parlors, wedding services, real estate agencies. These are largely service-oriented sectors that do not generate significant external wealth.
A few years ago, small county real estate went through a boom.
There were new district developments and residential projects, which temporarily stimulated construction workers, building materials stores, renovation companies, and furniture shops. But this was not sustainable. Now there is an oversupply of housing. Completed residential buildings stand everywhere, but vacancy rates are high.
All of this reflects the economic reality of small counties. In other words, these counties generally lack strong endogenous growth capacity. Their dependence on external income is severe. County economies mainly rely on fiscal support. Now, the broader economic environment is not very optimistic, and young migrant workers are finding it harder to earn money.
As a result, small county economies are beginning to feel a noticeable chill. That's all for today's video. See you next time.